Hello, everyone. This is MMA Interesting Prospects podcast. Today, our guest is Kameron Jordan, who will fight on Shogun Fight 31, November 15th. Hello, Kameron. How are you?
Good. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. And in a week, you will take another, I think that really solid fighter, another prospect in a fight. That will happen in next week. So if you can tell me, when did you find out about this opportunity?
You know what? I just fought September 27th. John Rollo, good guy, very close to him, owner of the promotion. I've been trying to get back out in Baltimore probably for about a couple years now, since the last time I've been out there. So I asked him if he had any slots available. He let me know. He said, "Hey, I got this guy, but he's a 155er. I recently just moved up to 145 myself. So I asked if he could make 150. The kid couldn't make 150. So I was like, hey, you know what? Styles make fights, skills pay the bills. So let's take it at 55 against another tough prospect, and let's see what we could do.
And overall, it will be your first fight in lightweight division, like overall in amateur on in your pro career.
Yeah, yeah. This will be my first fight at 55. Yeah.
So probably from one side is dangerous challenge, but probably you will not have any problem with making weight, and maybe like a second part of the fight, it will be also a chance for you to show that it is sometimes good to move up.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm walking around on weight right now. So I mean, I'm healthy. I got my speed. I got my strength. Everything's good. And I kind of train with some bigger guys myself. So no scare there at all.
And of course, he's a really good fighter. He was undefeated as the amateur. He's right now 3-1 as the pro. But also, I think that momentum is also on your side because you defeated Alex McGowan, which I think that he's a really good fighter. You finished him, so probably it means something that if you can submit this kind of fighter.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my momentum going. Alex McGowan, he was a pretty good guy there. He just went all 3 rounds with UFC vet, and I went out there and finished him. So I'm very confident in my skill set, and I'm looking for a challenge. So 155, here we go. And you know what? I fought at 135 in March. Recently fought at 145. So 155. That's 3 different weight classes this year. So man, I'm ready to go and really just challenge myself because I'm on a whole 2.0 level right now, and I'm just riding pretty high.
And on your IG profile, I saw that you mentioned that you are a journeyman, and I think that this sometimes the fighters who are journeymen or like gatekeepers, let's say, are not they don't get respect that they should be, because when you are a journeyman, it means that you are ready anytime, anywhere. You can like jump a few weight classes, and of course, it also means that you won a lot of your fights that you got, because journeyman is not the guy who is like 2 and 30. So definitely, I think that for fighters like you or other journeymen, that definitely they should get a lot of more of the respect.
Yeah, you know what? That's a name some fighters shy away from, but me, I totally engraved it, and yeah, I put it in my bio there because I'm not afraid if somebody calls me a journeyman, because I've been in this game for so long, almost 10 years now, straight out of high school. So hey, if you want to call me a journeyman, I'll live up to it and show me I'm a journeyman when I'm standing across from you.
And definitely you have this kind of opportunistic style, especially with your submissions, that you can lose some parts of the fights, but in the end you need just one or a few seconds to win a fight. So probably it's hard to take you lightly, even in like third round.
Right, right. I consider myself a mixed martial artist, so I'm very well rounded. I could strike if you want to strike. If you want to grapple, I could definitely grapple. So, I mean, wherever you want to take the fight, I'll be more than ready. And let's roll the dice and see what happens.
And also you had a really long amateur career, and I think that in like in on a European scene is quite often think that fighters got like 15 20 bouts, but I think that in US it's not so often. So what was the reason to have 22 amateur bouts?
You know what? Me being an amateur, I really just wanted to see it all. You know, as an amateur, some guys around here they'll go 5-0 and ride that very high, and next thing you know, they're 5-5 as a pro. You know, so I really just wanted to see it all, the good, the bad, the highs and the lows, and really get that experience that I need before taking that that step up. So I'm glad I got all that as an amateur, and hey, you know what? Being a pro, I didn't see it all, you know. So we're still here. Every dog has their day. So I just try to stay in the gym, get better, and just keep sharpening my sword.
And you had this kind of long winning streak in the end of your amateur career, like 7 wins, I think.
I think 8 fight win streak. Yep.
So probably it was the moment, like perfect moment for you to go pro, because it's like quite a rare thing to have this kind of winning streak.
Yeah, yeah. I popped off that winning streak, and the sad thing is, right when I was getting ready to go pro, that's when COVID happened. So that kind of slowed things down a little bit. But after those couple of years, we're ready to make the jump, and we're here now.
And of course, like watching your fights, it's obvious that you are really like tricky with your submissions. You are very good also from your back. And was it the like BJJ or any kind of other grappling sport, the first combat sport that you ever train?
I wrestled in high school. I placed at state, so just wrestling. I had a full ride to go to college, but that's not what I wanted to do. You know, I wanted to fight. I see some of the local guys around here, and it's just something that I knew I wanted to do. So yeah, yeah.
So for the wrestler, you are really look comfortable on your back, because sometimes wrestlers want to take people on the ground, but also only when they are the fighter on the top, and you are probably better from your back.
Yeah, yeah. You know, last year was my really the last couple years been my really first time getting into gi jiu-jitsu. So I think that's definitely helped a little bit involve my jiu-jitsu game. Because it's just like chess compared to checkers with no gi. There's so many things you gotta look out for, and I'm really trying to be comfortable anywhere it goes. So I mean, I'm dangerous off my back. I'm really dangerous anywhere, you know. So whatever you give me, I'll definitely take it.
And about like grappling, what is your favorite favorite submission?
Man, my favorite submission, everybody knows it. It's no secret. It's gonna be a guillotine choke. That's my bread and butter right there. Um, yeah, yeah. I say guillotine, yo.
So it's really good because when like your opponent want to take you on the ground, sometimes probably he need to think twice about it, because it's like in a second he will be in the danger position.
Yeah, absolutely, yo.
And if you can tell me where do you train now? So what is your gym? And if you can mention maybe some sparring partners that you have there.
Yeah, so right now I train at a Vicious Cycle Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's down here in North Platte, Nebraska. I train with my main sparring partners are Jason Scott. He's a top prospect coming up right now. We got a lot of good amateur guys coming up, bigger amateurs. We got a good guy named Chris Burbine. I'm really excited to see him make his jump to pro. Another sparring partner, Jared Porta. He's coming up on the pro scene pretty soon too, and a couple of the bigger guys, kind of vets that I kind of look up to, kind of more on the coaching side, but still main sparring partners are going to be Taylor McKeeman and Braden Erdman. Those guys are kind of more of my mentors, and they give me a good run for my money in the gym. That's for sure. Being bigger, uh, I'll say no one's gonna hit me like they hit me inside those doors, you know. So that gets me ready and gets me calm and comfortable and ready to step in the cage because I know ain't nobody gonna hit me like those guys there.
It's probably super important to have this super tough moments in the gym, not in the fight, because when you go to the cage, you know that you survive everything you could.
Yeah, it's all about preparation, how you prepare, and I'm a fully believer of that. You know, if you ain't working as hard behind the scenes, it's definitely gonna show on fight night. That's for sure.
And in one of your previous fights, you fought for 25 minutes. It was George Martinez fight. And how do you like to fight for 25 minutes?
You know what? That fight, that was probably the most funnest I ever had in the cage. That full 25 minutes, I got to showcase a little bit of everything. And yeah, it was just a grind. And me, I don't really like fighting for 25 minutes. You know, I like getting in and out of there. But hey, if we want to dance for 25 minutes, we can definitely dance for 25 minutes. I'll be ready every time.
But probably it is also important because of course you train really hard. You know how good your cardio is, but then you have this kind of proof that you fought for 25 minutes and you looked really good against a solid opponent.
Yeah, yeah. The funniest thing about that is I didn't even know I was fighting 25 minutes. You know what? After a third round, I jumped up on the cage and I thought it was over. And they said, "Hey, you got two more rounds." And I was like, "All right, here we go, here we go."
So it can mess a little bit with your like head probably because you prepared your like mentally you thought that it is over and then you have to fight for the on the paper like 10 more minutes.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it was. I got past it back to the corner, and I was like, "Okay, here's a little bit of adversary here." Um, I just emptied my load there in the last about minute or so. So got back on the stool, cool, calm, collected, and went back out there and just continued chipping away at it.
And I think that it is good that you fought for 25 minutes because I think that you are this kind of fighter who can take some short notice fights for like regional titles. Of course, because of your style, because of your experience. So it was probably a really good experience because I definitely can see you in more of the like 25 minutes, of course, for the title.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Titles. Um, yeah, yeah. I try to stay ready, and now this year I'm really taking everything kind of more serious. A lot has changed in my personal life, and it's just made me a totally different person, totally different man, and a totally different professional athlete. That's for sure. So I'm looking at things a little bit different, and man, I'm ready just to get my name out there, keep showing up and showing out, and hopefully soon we can get to the bigger promotion. You know, I really want to go to the UFC, so whoever's standing in my way, here we go, you know?
And when you are thinking about UFC, do you have maybe some timeline for this for getting there?
No, no, I don't. I used to always push to be there by a certain age, but right now I'm just taking my time. I'm taking one fight at a time, so that's all I'm focused on right now. I know that opportunity present itself as long as I just keep working hard and getting the job done and piling up some wins. So that's my main goal right now is just trying to stay humble and just keep winning, man. That's it.
And in the perfect world, right now, the like featherweight division will be your yeah like destination.
Absolutely. Yep. This will probably be my last fight at 55 right here. I probably won't be fighting at 55 ever again. We took this fight just, like I said, three weight classes this year. Who else is going to do that? You know? So I'm throwing myself on the table and we'll see what we can do. Last time I went to Baltimore and fought for Shogun was 2 years ago. And I didn't get the win, but I did lose, and I learned a lot. And this is kind of redemption for me, you know. So I'm definitely not the fighter I was 2 years ago. I'm completely well-rounded, way better, and 155. I walk around at 167, close to 170 on a good day. So I'm nowhere a small guy, but we'll see how it goes, you know.
And when you fought before SD bantamweight, was it a like weight cut problem for you?
Yeah, the weight was getting, from bantamweight when I used to fight at bantamweight, I'd walk around probably 150, 155, but as I'm getting older, I started walking around probably 162. So I was like, you know what? Let's get in the gym. I just started missing weight a couple times as well, and that never sits right with me. So we decided as a full team after this summer to make that move up to featherweight, get some muscle on, and see what we could do, you know. So I feel way better at featherweight. Like I said, I got my power, I got my speed, and I don't have to lose that extra 10 pounds to fight. So I'm always healthy and ready to go.
Yes, and some fighters says that making weight is the toughest part of MMA. So if you can eliminate it, you probably can be like better version of yourself in the cage.
Yeah, and I fully believe that because you know what? There's most of those days when I was fighting at 135 bantamweight, I just it was soaking up out of the fun out of me. You know, I was falling out of love with the sport because of the weight cut. So now that I'm getting to eat and drink a little bit more and not worry about a big weight cut, I'm falling in love with the sport again and falling in love with learning and being a sponge and just soaking everything in. To be honest with you.
And you have some crazy experience because overall you had over 30 fights. And right now, when you go to the cage or when you have a little bit like an hour to the fight, do you feel some stress or pressure, or because of your experience, it's like another day in the office for you?
You know, usually it's like another day in the park for me. You know, it's a stepping in the office and getting to be Batman on the weekends for me. You know, but obviously there's always still those little butterflies, and especially walking to the cage. But as soon as that cage door shuts and that bell rings, everything flips and that switch flips as well, and everything's kind of ready to go at that point.
And also, I saw that you had some canceled fights this year. And how do you deal with it? Because probably sometimes it can be a little bit hard when you prepare yourself for a fight, and in the end, the opponent is injured or he just pull out. So what do you do with this kind of energy when you know that the fight in the end is canceled?
It's just you know, canceled bouts is part of the game. Sometimes some of them are on me, some of them are other opponents. But it's a hard thing to deal with because you just put so much work into that camp, and just to get a big old canceled bout, it doesn't look good for one on my record, and just not as a person as well. So that's something that we're looking to clean up as well as far as our side, but we can't control anything that happens on the other side as well. So kind of just roll with the punches on it, and what's good about it is you get all that experience and all that work from that camp just going right into another one and looking for what's next as well.
And when you think about your next year, do you plan to have like a certain amount of fights, so maybe four, maybe six, or you prepare yourself for anything? You don't have a really big plan.
Like I said, like a lot of personal things in my personal life changed this year, so I'm ready to go. After every fight, we're staying in the gym and we're staying for what's next. Like I said, I really just want to start racking up some wins and get that call to the UFC. And they definitely like somebody that stays active, stays busy, and gets finishes and gets the job done. So that's what I'm looking to do. And wherever that takes me, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
And this kind of mindset that you are ready, that you are able to take a lot of fights, it's like a little bit like the Donald Cerrone. And I think that he can be considered a UFC legend, even though he didn't win a title. In the end, I think that everybody appreciate and respect him.
Right, you know, it's MMA, you know, so you got numerous guys like that. You know, you got Dustin Poirier, you got Uriah Faber, you got a lot of guys that's never touched the top, but they still inspired so many people. So as long as I can inspire somebody to get up and chase their dreams, then that's an extra pat on my back, and that's something that I love and look forward to have somebody else do is look up to me, that's for sure.
And when you are outside of the training camp, so even after just after the fight, do you have any like maybe hobbies or passions that can take your head a little bit out of the game?
Yeah, you know what? I'm a father. I'm a daddy, so I have two kids. So I mean that's probably my biggest hobby right there is just being a good father, being with my kids and taking them and traveling some places. And I wouldn't necessarily say I have any hobbies on the side, but besides being a good dad and try to travel, I like being outdoors, hiking and stuff like that as well. So that's about it. Not too many things I do outside the cage, but being a father is probably one of them. That's for sure.
Yes, and definitely with the kids, you are really busy because it's not just for 1 hour a day. It's like can last all day.
Yeah, it's like 24/7 job, that's for sure. Yeah.
Okay, Cameron. So many thanks for the time and for conversation. I'm really happy that you will fight again. I think that it's a kind of interesting challenge, especially that he will be a bigger fighter. But I think that with your especially like sneaky grappling skills, you definitely will be able to catch something.
Yeah, I'll be able to hold my own, that's for sure. Like I said, I don't definitely overlook anybody in this game because I've been on that other side where you start overlooking somebody and then you wake up with a loss or a big old slice of humble pie, I like to say. So like I said, I done my preparation. I'm rolling right off another camp from finishing Alex to straight into this one. So to be honest, it's probably like a 12, 14 week camp with a fight in there as well. So I'm more than ready for the opportunity. Now it's just time to show up and show out. That's for sure.